Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Foolish Goddess, and yes, I am very foolish. How are you guys all doing today? Hopefully great. Um, One second, I forgot to drink some coffee before getting on here. Okay. Alright, so in this video, we are going to be talking about weight, okay? Emotional weight, physical weight, mental weight. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to keep it simple. I, growing up, have always fluctuated in weight, and there was certain periods in my life where I was just heavier than I would have liked to be, and there was also points in my life where I was like really into my fitness. Like I think I would be working out like 3 times a day sometimes. And during that time, it was like regularly. And I was still not where I wanted to be. And that was like 10 years ago. But like when I was like really working out heavy and like drinking my juices and being careful about what I ate. And this was before I went vegan. And then once I went vegan years later, I like lost all the weight that was like necessary to lose. But it was all deeper than that. And I'm pretty sure nobody on this channel knows that I studied hypnotherapy. And I'm gonna get into that more on this channel, but what I've realized through getting into hypnotherapy is the importance of letting go of physical weight, emotional weight, mental weight that's not serving you. Um, and things manifest physically if you've been dealing with something positive or negatively, right? For such a long time. Sometimes, most of the time, ever, we're like, our soul, our body speaks to us in different moments, right? So let's say, since we're talking about weight, let's say I didn't feel safe in my body sometimes, and I also didn't feel like I had like that protection, which led to me not feeling safe, right? I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel safe. And especially as women, we tend to hold weight a lot more than men, I think, percentage wise. And I think that has to do with being a woman and, the way our body uses our energy. So that's a real thing. But um, women are also not as physically strong as men, at least historically, and like a lot of the time, right? Um, and I think that's why we kind of tend to put on more weight. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is what I've learned in hypnotherapy is usually when people are carrying a lot of weight, it's because, subconsciously we have like this fat on us that feels like it's almost like guarding us or like a safety cushion, right? Like we have like that safety of like if you have a lot of sweaters on and then someone punches you and you have a lot of sweaters on, it's not going to hurt you, right? So subconsciously, when we have this weight, not for everyone, but a lot of the times, it's because we're trying to protect ourselves. And I think that that's also like linked to people who are hoarders. It's like they're trying to protect themselves in a way. So they're holding on to all these things just in case, right? And, you know, so for me, the reason I brought up going vegan was because, when we eat meat, and this isn't like me telling you guys to go vegan at all, but like, you are what you eat, that saying, right? And there's a little truth to everything. So when we're eating these animals, a lot of the main way that these animals die, the emotion that they're dealing with, right, is fear, feeling trapped, like where do I go, seeing other animals dying. And there's places where they kill animals and they're just super abusive to the animals. Not only are they like caged in and seeing other animals die, but they're like really abusive to the animals right before they die. So imagine the state that they're in. And people have found cancer in, meat products. So we can get more into that in another video. But like, so imagine if I ate a lot of meat and, we talked about water crystals. If you haven't watched that, you probably should go watch that before this one. But so if the animal dies in a certain emotional state, what vibration is the meat going to be in when it dies? And that's like the final stage that it's in, living. And so everything, like water, when you see the video about water crystals and we play certain music and we freeze the water as the music's playing and we get a certain microscope and see what the snowflake looks like, if the music serves a higher purpose that is actually healthy for us, it shows in the snowflake. And if you play like music that is harmful for us and you froze the water and you see the snowflake through a microscope, it looks distorted. So if we kill an animal when it's in a state of fear and panic and abuse, and we just freeze it and stop it right there, and then we consume that, and it might even have cancer and we don't even know it, and we consume that, that's very dangerous for our emotional state. So if you can, I mean, the best way to do it is get an animal in nature or to raise the animals yourselves. But, also do you. Just keep that in mind. Maybe cut back or something, or drink more water to just flush out what you don't need or something, right? And, it's just important to know these things. So that is one of the things that helped me get down to a healthier weight. But around that time that I was vegan was when I was meditating the most. I was meditating most mornings, cleaning out my entire system, through the meditations. Like I was doing it. I wasn't just sitting down and just being quiet. Mostly I was doing very strong, powerful meditations, which also led to me losing weight because I was literally through those meditations shedding a lot of emotional baggage. So my body, I started to feel more safe in my body. And I think that's why I was able to shed some things because, like I said, before going vegan and before meditating all that much, I wasn't, I was considering myself a spiritual person, and I bought incense and I bought rocks, not knowing anything about them. But yeah, I was doing 10 times more work with very little payoff because I still wasn't feeling safe in my body. So if you guys have been having struggles with losing weight in your body, like physically, I would say lighten the load in another area. If you've already changed your diet, if you've already worked out, maybe lighten the mental load because I actually talked about this the other day. So you know how like the Illuminati does like the triangles? And so when I was talking about this, it was like a lot of, things that are distorted and not pure, actually use pure things so that they could have better lives, right? But it's distorted, right? So the triangle, the pyramid is actually a very powerful manifestation tool, and this channel is all about spirituality and manifesting. So the triangle is basically, once something is a triangle, I think it's like that's when it manifests. So if you work, so like thought, if you just think about something, it's probably not going to manifest. If you think about it and talk about it, better numbers. But if you think about it, talk about it, and put action towards it, and it connects, then it's like a physical thing that can stand up and you can see it. A dot is kind of hard to see, a line is kind of hard to see. It could blend in with whatever it's lying on. But then once you pivot and then you connect, then you have a manifested thing. So to get back to this, if you already eating good, if you're already working out and that's not working, maybe switch to mentally lightening up your load. If you think a lot, if you like, are holding on to like heavy memories, you can write, you can meditate, you can go for a walk. And especially knowing now what you didn't know before, if it was in this video, like just having that awareness and that intention is going to make it that much more powerful. So if it's that and then that's not working, right? So physically doing the work and then mentally doing the work and emotionally. So lightening our load emotionally is important, not just if you want to lose weight, but like, your energy matters in the way you show up. I'm pretty sure we all want to show up in our best way. But when we're holding on to such heavy things, physically, mentally, emotionally, it's going to be a lot harder to do well in like stressful situations in a way. And these past few years, a lot of craziness has gone on, right? A lot of people have woken up and falling asleep, like all in the last 5 years. Um, and I had an awakening and I almost like fell back asleep, in the last year. So it's kind of scary. Definitely didn't want that. And so yeah, I wish you guys so much luck. I hope you guys love this video and let me know if you do, and I could definitely do more on like how things can manifest physically, but it won't always be, the answer that I give. It may be something else. So that's another thing I've learned in hypnotherapy, that, everyone is unique and you may have a clue that it could be something that was the core problem, but it may not always be that. So don't take this to heart. Just keep it in mind and try it out. And yeah, have a great day.